There are homes that sit on land. And then there are homes that challenge it. Perched on a vertical granite cliff where the continent simply stops and the ocean begins, the Billionaire Cliff Sanctuary is not designed to exist politely within nature. It is designed to negotiate with it. From miles offshore, it looks less like a house and more like a shadow carved into the rock itself. A horizontal line suspended against gravity. A quiet rebellion against the predictable glass box mansions scattered across Malibu, Monaco, and the Amalfi Coast. This is not a property built to impress neighbors. There are none. This is architecture for someone who has already conquered cities, markets, and boardrooms, and now wants something rarer: dominion over solitude. The cliff rises 300 feet above the Pacific. Raw, wind-beaten, unapologetic. For decades, developers walked away from it. Too unstable, too aggressive, too impractical. Which is precisely why it became irresistible. Because true luxury is no longer about chandeliers and square footage. It's about impossibility made tangible. The Billionaire Cliff Sanctuary begins not with walls, but with engineering defiance. A structural spine of reinforced titanium and post-tensioned concrete drilled 90 feet into solid bedrock. The foundation doesn't rest on the cliff. It becomes part of it. A skeletal framework anchored into geology older than civilization itself. Above that spine floats 18,000 square feet of restrained power. No ornamental excess. No theatrical curves fighting for attention. Just brutal precision, planes of low-iron structural glass, blackened steel beams, and travertine slabs cut so clean they feel surgical. From the entrance, the ocean doesn't appear in front of you. It appears beneath you. A suspended glass bridge stretches 40 feet from the cliffside arrival court into the main volume of the residence. Under your feet, nothing but open air and the crashing Pacific. The sound of waves hitting rock 300 feet below becomes the home's first introduction. You don't walk into this sanctuary. You commit to it. The front door is a 14-foot pivoting slab of carbon fiber reinforced oak. It opens silently, revealing a double-height atrium carved into the rock face itself. On one side, exposed cliff, sealed behind invisible structural glass. On the other, a seamless panorama of endless horizon. The message is immediate. This home does not choose between nature and architecture. It forces them into coexistence. The main living space cantilevers 60 feet beyond the cliff edge, a feat that required over 2 years of wind tunnel testing and seismic simulations. California's fault lines don't negotiate, so the structure had to outperform them. Hidden within the walls is a dynamic stabilization system adapted from offshore oil rigs. Microsensors detect movement in real time. Counterweights shift automatically to absorb vibration from wind gusts reaching 120 miles per hour. The result: stillness. While storms rage across the Pacific, while waves detonate against stone, while the sky fractures with lightning, inside the sanctuary, a crystal glass of Macallan 50 remains undisturbed on a floating marble island. That's power. Floor-to-ceiling retractable glass panels dissolve the boundary between interior and exterior with the press of a single touch. When fully opened, the 80-foot living expanse transforms into a covered terrace suspended in open sky. No visible frames. No clunky tracks. Just uninterrupted horizon. The infinity pool extends beyond the cantilever, its edge disappearing into the ocean line so precisely aligned it feels engineered by the planet itself. Beneath its surface, black basalt tiles deepen the water's tone to near obsidian, reflecting sunsets like liquid fire. And yet, nothing screams for attention. Because this sanctuary is built for someone who doesn't need applause. The kitchen is concealed behind monolithic sliding stone panels. When closed, it reads as sculptural wall art. When revealed, it exposes a chef-grade culinary command center, dual Gagano systems, integrated teppanyaki steel, temperature-zoned wine vault holding 1,200 bottles, each positioned horizontally within a humidity-controlled glass chamber embedded directly into the cliff. Even the air is engineered. A medical-grade filtration system cycles ocean air through a triple-layer purification process, removing salt corrosion while preserving the scent of sea mist. The climate remains a constant 72 degrees year-round, balanced against humidity shifts caused by the coastal environment. This is not just comfort. This is environmental domination. And privacy. Absolute. The sanctuary is accessible only by a private hillside road reinforced with ballistic-grade security gates and biometric checkpoints. A secondary access point exists, but only by air. A retractable helipad emerges from the cliff top, flush with the landscape when not in use. From above, satellites register nothing unusual. The green roof system blends native coastal vegetation into a seamless camouflage layer, making the estate nearly invisible from aerial surveillance. Because in a world obsessed with visibility, the highest level of wealth is invisibility. As daylight shifts toward dusk, the home undergoes its final transformation. LED architectural strips embedded within the cantilever activate gradually, casting a soft underglow along the cliff face. The structure appears to levitate, a horizontal constellation hovering over black water. It doesn't dominate the coastline. It haunts it. This is not a weekend retreat. This is a statement carved into geology. A declaration that the edge of the earth is no longer a boundary, it's a front row seat. If the exterior is defiance, the interior is discipline. You step beyond the atrium, and the sound shifts. The wind fades. The ocean becomes a distant rhythm rather than a force. Every surface absorbs distraction. Every line directs focus. The Billionaire Cliff Sanctuary was never meant to feel loud. It was engineered to feel inevitable. The main lounge unfolds as a 2,500 square foot open expanse, yet nothing feels oversized. Custom Italian modular seating sits low and deliberate, wrapped in hand-stitched saddle leather the color of aged cognac. The sofas don't face a television. They face the horizon. Because when you own the view, screens become secondary. The fireplace is a 20-foot linear incision in blackened steel, suspended rather than grounded. Flames stretch horizontally like a controlled fault line, echoing the cliff outside. Above it, no art hangs. No decorative clutter competes. The raw ocean is the only gallery piece required. Lighting here is layered with surgical intent. During the day, natural light floods in from triple-glazed structural panels treated with UV filtration. At night, hidden architectural LEDs shift temperature according to circadian rhythms, cooler tones for clarity, warmer hues as the evening deepens. The house adjusts itself to your physiology. Luxury, at this level, becomes biometric. Move deeper into the residence and the master suite reveals itself, not as a bedroom, but as a private observatory. Positioned at the farthest cantilevered point, the suite extends 40 feet past the cliff face, wrapped entirely in glass. The bed is oriented toward open water, allowing the sunrise to enter unfiltered. Motorized blackout panels remain invisible until activated, descending silently from recessed ceiling tracks when privacy is required. But privacy here isn't about hiding from neighbors. It's about isolation from the world. Behind the sleeping quarters lies a dressing gallery rivaling high-end boutiques in New York and Milan. Climate-controlled compartments preserve tailored suits, couture gowns, and rare textiles. Integrated dehumidification ensures ocean air never compromises fabric integrity. The wardrobe isn't storage. It's a vault for identity. The ensuite bathroom redefines the concept of bathing. A monolithic soaking tub carved from a single slab of Calcutta marble sits inches from a glass wall overlooking 300 feet of open air. Step inside, and the edge of the earth dissolves into mist below. The shower? A rainfall chamber with programmable pressure zones, steam infusion, and chromotherapy calibrated to mood profiles. Water cascades from the ceiling in perfect symmetry, collected through concealed floor channels that recycle and purify 80% of usage. Even indulgence is optimized. Descend one level, carved directly into the cliff itself, and the tone shifts from openness to immersion. This is where the sanctuary becomes personal. A private wellness corridor runs parallel to the rock face. On one side, raw stone illuminated by recessed uplighting. On the other, smooth walnut paneling concealing hidden storage and acoustic insulation. At its center, a cliffside spa. A hydrotherapy pool is embedded within the rock, fed by filtered seawater drawn from below and temperature stabilized through geothermal exchange. Adjacent sits a cold plunge carved directly into natural granite, maintaining a constant 48 degrees year-round without mechanical cooling. Further inside, a Finnish sauna lined in thermo-treated cedar overlooks a vertical slit window framing nothing but endless blue. No city lights. No yachts. Just horizon. And then there's the meditation chamber. Circular. Windowless. Minimal. A 15-foot domed ceiling finished in microcement houses a fiber-optic constellation system, replicating the night sky of any location on Earth. Whether you want Manhattan at midnight or the Maldives in December, the stars align accordingly. Control, at this altitude, becomes spiritual. The lower level also conceals a 12-seat private cinema engineered with floating acoustic walls to eliminate vibration from wind or seismic movement. Sound calibration rivals Hollywood screening rooms. Yet even here, one subtle detail dominates: a narrow horizontal window at the back of the theater, framing the ocean in absolute darkness. Even entertainment refuses to disconnect from nature. Security operates invisibly. Facial recognition systems manage internal access. AI-driven surveillance monitors exterior perimeters without a single exposed camera dome. Bullet-resistant laminated glass protects every structural opening while maintaining optical clarity. No panic rooms are advertised. They don't need to be. Because real protection doesn't announce itself. And then there's the office. Cantilevered above the wellness level, the executive suite is suspended like a command bridge over the Pacific. A single slab desk carved from smoked oak sits centered against glass. No clutter. No excess tech in sight. Touch-sensitive panels embedded within the wood's surface control lighting, climate, and global communication systems. From here, billion-dollar decisions can be executed while waves fracture against rock far below. This is not remote work. This is remote dominance. As night settles in, the house transforms again. Electrochromic glass subtly tints, reducing interior visibility while preserving outward clarity. From inside, the ocean remains infinite. From outside, the structure becomes opaque, a black silhouette against starlight. It doesn't shine. It glows quietly. Because wealth at this level doesn't chase attention. It curates absence. And yet, for all its engineering, security, and precision, the most powerful element of the Billionaire Cliff Sanctuary is not the cantilever. It's the silence. A silence so complete that your own thoughts become amplified. A silence that reminds you what exists beyond markets and metrics. A silence earned. But this sanctuary was never built purely for solitude. Because even billionaires entertain. And when they do, the edge of the Earth becomes the most exclusive guest list on the planet. Power is quiet in private, but when it chooses to be seen, it performs with precision. The Billionaire Cliff Sanctuary was designed for solitude, yet engineered for spectacle. Because even the most reclusive empire builder understands one truth: influence expands fastest when experienced. Enter the entertainment level. Positioned at the uppermost plateau of the cliff, accessible via a sculptural glass elevator that travels through exposed stone, this level feels detached from the rest of the residence, almost ceremonial. As the elevator ascends, the ocean slowly disappears beneath you, replaced by sky. When the doors open, you don't step into a room. You step into atmosphere. An 80-foot open-air sky lounge stretches along the cliff's crown, shielded by retractable glass wind barriers that rise silently from the floor. The flooring transitions from interior limestone to exterior flamed basalt, blurring spatial boundaries. Above, a carbon fiber canopy floats effortlessly, appearing paper-thin yet engineered to withstand hurricane force gusts. At its center, a suspended fire table carved from raw volcanic stone. Flames dance in a recessed linear trough, reflecting off hand-blown glass walls that subtly curve to deflect wind without distorting the view. This is where deals close without contracts. This is where founders meet sovereign wealth. Behind the lounge sits a concealed hospitality suite, a chef's tasting kitchen designed for Michelin-level execution. Not oversized, not theatrical, just ruthlessly efficient. Twin induction islands. Walk-in refrigeration hidden behind matte bronze panels. A plating counter positioned directly toward the horizon, so even preparation becomes performance. Imagine a 12-course omakase served as the sun melts into the Pacific. No background noise. No paparazzi. No visible security. Only curated presence. To the east wing of the entertainment level lies the observatory bar, a circular glass pavilion extending slightly beyond the cliff line, engineered with structural ribs so minimal they almost disappear at night. The bar top, cast from a single slab of black onyx with integrated LED underlighting, glows like liquid amber once darkness settles. A 360-degree spirits vault rotates automatically at the touch of a panel embedded in the counter. Rare Japanese whiskeys. Pre-embargo Cuban cigars preserved in a humidity-calibrated chamber. Vintage Bordeaux secured behind transparent armored glass. Not for display. For discretion. Step further outward and you encounter the most audacious element of the estate. The horizon deck. A 100-foot infinity terrace that projects directly over open air, supported by a concealed truss system anchored deep within the bedrock. The engineering required to achieve this single platform took longer than most luxury homes take to fully construct. But here, ambition refused compromise. At its edge, a second infinity pool, narrower, darker, more dramatic than the main residence pool, appears to merge directly with the ocean below. A thin knife-edge lip allows water to spill into a hidden catch basin, creating a continuous sheet that reflects moonlight like polished obsidian. When guests stand here at night, there is no visible coastline. Only stars above. And black water beneath. The sanctuary becomes a spacecraft suspended between two infinities. Music, when present, doesn't blast. It flows. A distributed acoustic system embedded within stone, furniture, and ceiling panels creates a sound field so evenly dispersed that volume never spikes. Conversations remain intimate, no matter the scale of the gathering. And scale, here, is selective. This is not a venue for 200-person galas. This is for 20 individuals who move markets. 4 founders who don't introduce themselves by last name. For artists who sell out arenas yet crave anonymity. For investors who understand that privacy is the rarest commodity left. Below the entertainment level, hidden within the cliff's core, lies a secure guest wing. 5 private suites accessible through a biometric corridor separate from the main residence. Each suite mirrors the primary aesthetic: floor-to-ceiling glass, restrained material palettes, horizon-facing beds. No 2 suites share identical layouts, because exclusivity loses meaning when duplicated. Each guest bathroom features its own micro-spa configuration: steam shower, heated stone flooring, and deep soaking tub positioned toward a slit window framing nothing but vertical rock and slivers of sea. Even visitors are reminded where they stand: at the edge. Transportation logistics were considered with equal ambition. The retractable helipad atop the cliff doubles as an open-air art platform when not in use. A sculpture by a rotating contemporary artist occupies the center, anchored to a motorized base that descends automatically before aircraft arrival. Below the cliff, a private marine dock carved into natural stone allows discreet yacht access via a concealed tunnel system. Guests can arrive unseen, ascend through a climate-controlled lift shaft embedded in the rock, and emerge directly into the entertainment lounge. No driveways, no front gates. Arrival becomes choreography. Sustainability, often treated as an afterthought in ultra-luxury builds, here operates invisibly but aggressively. Solar arrays integrated into the cliff's upper ridge power a significant portion of the estate. Battery storage systems ensure uninterrupted autonomy. A desalination plant embedded within the lower rock chambers provides fresh water independent of municipal supply. This sanctuary doesn't depend on the grid. It negotiates with it. And yet, for all its technological dominance, what lingers most is something simpler: perspective. At 2:17 a.m., when the last guest has retired to their suite, when the wind has calmed and the Pacific settles into low-frequency rhythm, the owner stands alone at the horizon deck. No security in sight. No assistance waiting. Just darkness and distance. From here, cities feel theoretical. Markets feel abstract. Noise feels optional. The cliff does not care about net worth. The ocean does not recognize status. And that is precisely why this place matters. Because true power is not proven in crowds. It's proven in isolation. The Billionaire Cliff Sanctuary is not a house. It's a negotiation between ambition and nature. A structure that refuses to bow to gravity, weather, or convention. A reminder that once you've conquered the world, the only frontier left is the edge of it.